Let's talk about one of the most incredible things in the entire human experience, building a person. Today, we're diving into a child's first 7 years, and we're not just talking about growth spurts and first words. We're talking about the construction, the actual laying of the foundation for the rest of their lives. This is the architecture of a human being.
So, I want you to start with this question right here. Think about it for a second. It's a subtle but really powerful shift, isn't it? It moves us from thinking of parenting as just a list of things to do to realizing we are part of this profound creative process. It asks us to be intentional because, wow, the implications are huge.
Here's the big idea. We're not just spectators watching a little human bloom. We are the architects. And not only that, we're also the primary building materials for their foundational wiring. Their core beliefs, their emotional default settings, the way they see the world. It's an active, real-deal construction project.
Now, to really get a handle on this whole construction process, we have to appreciate the master blueprint. Have you ever wondered why human babies are so, helpless? It turns out that this isn't a design flaw. It's actually a brilliant evolutionary strategy. A superpower, really.
Think about it like this. A giraffe is born pretty much ready to go, right? It's factory set for a world that hasn't changed much in ages. But human culture? It changes in the blink of an eye. So a human baby is born more like a brand new computer with a totally open operating system, ready to download the specific software of its culture, its family, its unique moment in history. That total dependency, that's its greatest strength.
And this is where we come in. This all leads to a uniquely human responsibility. See, a tree just grows. An animal just develops. But for us, our potential doesn't just unfold on its own. We have to consciously participate in it. And as parents, we are the very first guides on this journey. We are the ones who kickstart this whole process of conscious participation.
And that critical window, the prime time for all this foundational programming, it's these first 7 years. This is the period of maximum programmability. This is when the core wiring of their nervous system and their unconscious mind gets set. Everything that's built on top of it for their entire life will depend on the strength of this foundation.
Okay, so what is actually going on inside a child's mind during this time? To get it, we need to step inside their world. And let me tell you, it is a profoundly different reality from ours. It's like a whole other dimension.
This right here is probably the most important mental shift any parent can make. They are not little adults. We just can't map our own logic onto them. Their state of being is entirely different, and it's perfectly designed to do one thing above all else: absorb the world around them like a sponge, with no filter, no judgment.
And you can literally see this difference in their brainwaves. From the moment they're born until about age 2, their brains are dominated by delta waves. That's the frequency of the deep unconscious. Then, from 2 to around 7, they shift into theta waves, which is the realm of the subconscious, of imagination, of dreams.
So to put that in perspective for us adults, delta is the state we're in during a deep, dreamless sleep. But theta, that's the state we're in during REM sleep when we're dreaming or in a state of deep meditation. So from ages 2 to 7, a child is basically living in a dream state while they're awake. Their reality is a mix of fantasy and fact, and that is why they learn so fast. They're not analyzing things, they're just downloading them directly into their subconscious. It's a literal hypnosis.
And this leads to a pretty staggering realization. Because they're in these super suggestible, programmable brainwave states, we as caregivers aren't just teaching them stuff. We are literally programming the operating system of their unconscious minds, the very system that will automatically run their life, their reactions, their beliefs for years and years to come.
So if they're in this kind of hypnotic trance, how does all this programming actually happen? Well, it's not through flashcards or trying to teach them lessons. Nope. It's through something way deeper, a fundamental language of human connection. This quote, it just nails it. A young child doesn't really have a solid sense of separation. There's no me over here and you over there. On a deep, fundamental level, they experience themselves as a direct extension of you. Whatever you are, they are. Simple as that.
This means their main way of learning isn't copying what you do. That's a conscious choice. It's imitation, which is a deep, unconscious participation. They aren't just mimicking your words or actions. They are absorbing and harmonizing with your entire state of being. They're soaking you in.
And they imitate everything. From 2 different worlds, actually.
There's the outer world, of course, how to walk, how to talk, how to use a spoon. But even more powerfully, they are absorbing your inner world. Your anxieties, your joys, your beliefs about money, your relationship with creativity. They are learning how to be a human by being with you.
And here's the kicker. You can't turn this off. This deep, immersive learning is always happening. It's inescapable. So as a parent, your only real choice is this. Are you going to be aware of this profound exchange and participate consciously? Or are you just going to let it happen unconsciously by default?
So, this brings us right back to the beginning, to our main idea. Understanding all this moves us out of just being a manager of a child's behavior and into our true role, the conscious architect of their foundation. It's a sacred job, really.
And the choice is that simple, really. We can participate unconsciously, which means we just let our own unresolved issues, our stresses, and our automatic reactions become the default programming for our child. Or we can choose conscious participation. We can choose to be intentional about the emotional environment we create. We can choose to do our own inner work so we can offer them a better blueprint.
So I'll leave you with that question. And look, this isn't about being perfect. No way. It's just about being aware. Knowing, truly knowing, that you are the primary architect of another human being's inner world, their capacity for joy, for resilience, for love, for connection. What will you choose to build?